Chapter 5, Ship. We continue our journey. We stop only when we need fresh water. Soon, we see that people live on the land. One day, we see a big group of people. They are on the beach. They have many children. They watch us. I want to stop. I want to go to the people. But the boy doesn't like this idea. He is scared. The people want to give us some food. Two people run to the forest. They return with some food. We don't want to go to the beach. But they don't want to swim to us. We don't know how to take the food. The people see this. They put the food on the ground. Then, they go back. When they are far from the food, we go to the food. Now, we are not scared of the people. They come to us. We thank the people. But we have nothing for the people. At that moment, we see two animals. The animals run down from the hill. The people are scared. One animal attacks a young girl. I shoot at the animal. I kill the animal. The second animal is scared. The animal runs away. The people are shocked when they hear the gun. They are also shocked when they see that the animal is dead. The people are happy that the girl is alive. They thank us. They give us more food and water. Now, we have a lot of food and water on the boat. We continue our journey. The next day, we see some islands. I think that we can visit the islands. But at that moment, the boy starts to shout. He starts to shout because he sees a ship. The boy is really scared. He thinks that it is a pirate ship. But I look at the ship. I see that the ship is Portuguese. But nobody on the ship sees us. So I shoot from a gun. They hear the gun. They see us. Soon, we are on the Portuguese ship. They speak Portuguese, Spanish, and French. But I don't understand the men. But one Scottish sailor is on the ship. He comes to me. I tell him our story. Then all the sailors are very nice. We can stay on the ship. We are very happy. We offer our boat to the captain. But the captain doesn't want to take the boat. He wants to pay for the boat. It is very nice. I tell him that he can buy our boat. I give him a good price. It is a half of usual price. The captain agrees. The captain also wants to train the boy as a sailor. I don't like this idea. I think that the boy is very young for this job. I think that the boy also needs freedom. But the captain says that it is good for the boy. Chapter 6, Wife. The boy wants to work for the captain. So the boy starts to be a sailor. The ship is on the way to Brazil. We come to Brazil after 20 days. I say goodbye to the boy and the sailors. Brazil is a new state in South America. Many people start a new life here. It is the same for me. I know nobody here. I meet some people. They have sugar plantations. Soon, we are good friends. I like Brazil very much. Soon, I learn the language. I have some money from the captain. I buy a small land in Brazil. I start to produce sugar. I don't produce much at the beginning. But after 2 years, my plantation is big. I am single. But my life is good. My financial situation is better every month. After 3 years in Brazil, I have enough money. I can have a woman for cleaning my house. I ask my friends if they know a good woman. One friend says, I have a daughter. She is 18 years old. I think that she can work for you. She is also a very good cook. The next day, his daughter comes to my house. She is friendly. But she is shy. She is also a very pretty girl. We talk. I tell her what I need. The next day, she comes to my house. She cleans the dirty floor. She cleans my furniture. She comes to my house every morning on Monday and on Thursday. She works for 4 hours. She also cooks for me. She also gives food to my cat. I am always happy when I see the girl. Sometimes we have breakfast or lunch together and we talk. Then, she is ill. She can't come to my house. I feel a strange feeling when she is not in my house. I miss her. I think, maybe, I love her. 1 week later, she comes to my house. I am happy when I see her. I see that she is happy too. I hug her. Then I kiss her. It is a long kiss. 2 weeks later, I go to her father's house. I ask him if I can marry his daughter. He is quiet. I wait for his answer. Then he says, I agree. I am very happy. 2 months later, I marry the daughter of my friend. We start to plan a family. This part of my life is great. We have big plans for our family. We have big plans for our plantation. We need a bigger house. We need more money for a bigger house. I think about the business in Africa. I can make a lot of money in Africa fast. I speak about Africa with my friends very often. I tell my friends that we can make a lot of money in Africa. Chapter 7, Hurricane. One day, 3 friends come to our house. They tell me that they want to go to Africa. They ask me if I want to go with them. I say, yes, I want to go with you. We start to prepare for the journey. Soon, we are ready. I say goodbye to my wife. Then we go. We want to come back 2 months later. We leave Brazil in September. Our ship is very big. But we are only 17 men. The ship is full of things for business. The weather is good but very hot at the beginning. 1 week later, we see a hurricane. The hurricane is very strong. Our ship is in danger. The hurricane is finished after 3 days. But when the hurricane is away, we have a problem. The ship is broken. We can't go to Africa. The captain wants to go back and repair the ship. But I don't want to go back. We talk about it. We think about the best solution. Then in the evening, a second hurricane comes. The wind is strong. The waves are very big. Then one man shouts, "Land?" When the man shouts land, the ship stops. The sea is not deep enough. It is bad for our broken ship. The ship can break every second. We must go on a smaller boat. This is very dangerous because the boat is very small for 17 men. But we must do it if we want to survive. So we go on a small boat. The waves are very big. The wind is very strong. The wind pushes us to big rocks. We know that the crash is near. Then, a big wave comes. The wave turns the boat. I am underwater. I can't breathe. I don't see the other men. I don't see the boat. Then, my head is above water. It is only a short moment. But I can breathe. I see a small beach between the rocks. A big wave pushes me to the beach. I am still in water. But I feel a land under my feet. I know that I must stand up. I must get out of the water. The next wave can take me back to sea. But my body is weak. I can't stand up fast. The next wave comes. I am underwater again. I can't breathe again. But then another wave takes me back on the beach. I am in water. But I can stand up. I can go 10 meters. I am on the sand. I am safe. But my arms and legs are very weak. I collapse. And I lie on the beach. After some time, I stand up. I look for the other men. I can't find the other men. I am the only man alive. All my friends are dead. I only find 3 hats and 2 shoes on the beach. It is horrible for me. Chapter 8, Island. The weather is still very bad. But the waves are not so big. I see the ship. The ship is far from the land. I look around. I see that I have nothing. I am wet. I have no other clothes. I have nothing to eat or drink. I have no gun. Dangerous animals can eat me. I have only a small knife which I find in my pocket. This situation is really bad. How can I survive with only a small knife? I need to drink some fresh water. I find a small river. I drink the water. The night comes. I am scared of dangerous animals. I can't sleep on the ground. So, I spend the night in a big tree. When I wake up the next morning, the sea is calm. I still see the ship. I swim to the ship. I don't see a way inside the big ship. I swim around the ship twice. Then I see a rope on one side of the ship. I use the rope. Now, I am on the ship. The ship is empty. I try to find some food. I am lucky. Some food on the ship is dry. I also find a bottle of rum. I take the bottle with me. Then I hear something. Somebody is on the ship. Who is it? Somebody from my friends. It is not possible. My friends are all dead. I am scared. I go to the place where I hear the noises. Then I see who it is. It is a dog. It is a dog of our captain. Now, I have a friend. I am not alone. I must take the food, rum and the dog to the beach. But I don't have a small boat on the ship. I must make a raft. I find some wood. I make a raft from the wood. I also need some clothes. I look for the clothes. When I look for the clothes, I find a nice carpet. I also find 4 guns and a box with gunpowder. I put everything on my raft. The sea is calm. The wind goes to the land. This is all good. Soon, I am on the beach. I look for a place where I can stay. I see a hill. From the hill, I can see where I am. I take a gun. I walk to the hill. I go to the top. I see around the whole place. I am on an island. I see 2 small islands near. One is to the north. One is to the west. I also see a big land to the south. The land is about 100 kilometers far. I see nothing to the east. I see only the ocean. I don't see people on the island. I see only wild animals. Chapter 9, Tent. I see many birds on the way back from the hill. But I don't know their names. I don't know if I can eat them. I kill one bird. But the meat isn't good. I go back to the raft. The next day, I want to go back to the ship. I want to take all important things to the island. The next storm can destroy the ship completely. I make a small tent near the beach. I bring the things which can be destroyed by rain to the tent. The night comes. I lie on the ground. I put 2 guns near my left shoulder. I also put 2 guns near my right shoulder. Now, I feel safe. I am tired. I sleep very soon. I swim back to the ship the next day. I make a second raft. I put many things on the raft. I am very happy when I find 7 new guns and some beds. I take all these things to the beach. I go to the ship every day. I bring back many good things. For example, I find a lot of candles. I need candles on the island. I also find 2 big boxes of tea. I make a lot of visits to the ship. One day, I discover a box which is closed. Under the box, I find a key. When I open the box, I see some money from Europe and Brazil. Money is not important on the island. But I take the money with me. I also find cards with pictures. They are pictures of the king and the queen. I can play some games. I can have some fun with the cards. The next day, big dark clouds are in the sky. They are bigger and bigger. The wind is stronger and stronger. I visit the ship. But I don't make a raft because a storm is near. Rafts can break easily in a storm. I swim back to the beach. The wind is really strong at night. But I am safe inside my little tent. The ship is gone the next morning. I know that I can stay on the island very long. I want to make a nice place where I can live. I also need to be safe. I can look for a cave. Or I can make a bigger tent. Maybe, I can do both. I need a place which is near fresh water. The place must be in shadow. It must be easy to protect the place. I also need a view of the sea. I want to see ships. I find a nice place next to a big hill. I put my tent there. The hill protects me from one side. I build a fence on all the other sides. The fence has no door. I use a ladder when I go over the fence. I take all my things inside. I have more plans in my head. I make 2 tents. One tent is big. The second tent is small. The smaller tent is inside the bigger tent. The bigger tent protects the gunpowder and the food from rains. I live in the smaller tent.